Hello friends, let's try to understand what is the structure of C program and what are the various data types, variables and constants that are supported in C programming language as part of this video. So we'll begin with what is the structure of the C program. The basic structure of the C program begins with the preprocessor directive hash include, as you see there, the first line. This is the preprocessor directive. stdio.h is a header file. This is the header file which has to be included to have the printf and the scanf statements, that is the IO statements. So stdio stands for standard IO. C program begins its execution from the main function. Every program, C program should have the main function, right? And int is a keyword here which is describing the return type of the main function. It is of integer data type, that is indicating the main function is returning a integer value. Then we have the printf statement which is going to print the message here. So this whole program is going to just print this message, okay, and this return value indicating that the main module is returning some value indicating whether the successful completion has happened or not. Okay, so we can include any code intermittent of these two braces to do some computation or to perform some decision making. Okay, so this is a simple C program. Let me quickly begin with what are keywords and identifiers that are supported in C programming language. So before moving ahead, I'll start with what is the character set. C is a case sensitive programming language. The character set comprises of lowercase alphabets, uppercase alphabets, special characters and also numbers from 0 to 9. Keywords are some reserved words or predefined words which have some meanings. And remember, do not use keywords when you are naming your variables and functions. Okay, that's one takeaway which you need to keep in mind. Then identifiers are the names given to the entities like variables, functions and so on. Okay, now these identifiers have to be unique as we have unique names. Likewise, every variable should have a unique name, and there are certain rules when we write the identifiers in C programming language. They should be necessarily beginning with the alphabet and can have any series of alphabets or numbers. Like I can have x, y, z as valid variables. I can have x1, x2, x3 as valid variables. Now what is a variable? Variable is a container to hold the data. Now let's say I want to add two numbers, right? So I need somebody to hold the data, right? So that variable is nothing but a container which is going to hold the data when I am performing certain computations. So at times I need certain constants, like you have the value of pi which is going to be fixed 3.142. So these are called as literals. They are constants whose values are fixed. Okay. Now let me quickly glance at the data types that are supported. The first one is the basic types, which includes integer and floating point types. Integer, we have int and char. Char basically used for character type of data, which is of 1 byte. Int for integers or whole numbers, which is of 2 bytes or 4 bytes, depends again on the architecture. Then we have floating point types like float and double, okay, which is used for fractional numbers. Then there are certain integral constants, like I give you the example of pi. I can define this integral constant by making use of the enum keyword. Okay. Then we have certain derived types for arrays, pointers, unions, functions. As and when we see more and more hands-on examples, we will try to understand what are these arrays, functions and structures in advanced concepts of C. There is one more data type which is supported in C, which we call it as void. Void means nothing. That means that has no value. Okay. So after data types, we need something called as operators to perform certain operation. If you want to do some computation, we need some operators. Like we have arithmetic operators, plus, minus, star, slash, modulo. Then we have increment, which is represented by plus plus here. Decrement operators, which are represented by minus minus. Both of them are going to increment the value by 1 or decrement the value by 1 respectively. Then we have assignment operator, which is a equal to sign here. Then we have logical operators, double ampersand and double vertical lines indicating or and. Okay. Then let me give you some examples of relational operators. Relational operators are nothing but equal to equal to. I want to check if the two variables are equal, less than equal, greater than equal. Okay, so what is the relation between the two variables that can be identified using the relational operators? And these are few of the examples for relational operators. Then we have bitwise operators, essential for faster calculations used in embedded systems. I want to go and check bit by bit. I want to perform certain operations on bit by bit, not on the entire bat as we did in the logical operation. So bitwise operators are also supported in C programming language. Okay, so let me quickly take up an example on how to write a program to compute the remainder and quotient after a division operation. So that will help me understanding about the definition of the variables and how program is getting executed. Generally the program executes line by line. So let me go back to my online GDB and quickly set the language as C. Okay, so this is the program. We start with int main. So here if you see, I have defined, let me define these variables as int. Okay, so printf is going to print this message on the screen and scanf is going to read the value of the variable that is defined here. Okay, this is the variable. Dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder are the four variables which are defined in this program. Okay, and whenever we are reading the number, we need to specify the data type. Percentage D indicates it is a integer type. Percentage D indicates integer. Okay, likewise we also read the value of the divisor here. Okay, then we need to compute the quotient. Quotient is equal to dividend by divisor. Now what you see here is the division operator. Double slash is a single line comment which I am using here. Slash is division operator, right? As simple. Then let me compute the remainder. Remainder can be computed using the modulo operator. So this is the modulo operator here. Percentage is a modulo operator. Okay, I am using the modulo operator, right? Then once I compute both the quotient and the remainder, the next task is I need to print it on the screen. Only then the user will be able to see the results, right? So I need to print the value of the quotient and the remainder. So return is going to return a value indicating that the main function has successfully completed the execution and it has reached the end of the program. Okay, so anything, as I said, anything can be quickly written in between these two braces to compute something, right? Very simple. So let me quickly run through this program and see what it is going to give me. Okay, now it says there is a warning. I am using a percentage f on line number 23, 25. Now if you look at this line number 23, okay, I am trying to print this quotient using percentage f. Percentage f is for floating point numbers. Okay, so let me quickly change this to percentage d because quotient is integer type of data. Okay, so run the program. Now I don't have any warning, so I will let me enter the value of the dividend as 23 and divisor as 3. Okay, so these are the inputs which are given by the user through the keyboard. Okay, now what you see here is quotient is 7 and remainder is 2, right? Quickly I am able to display the quotient and the remainder. So successfully I have completed the program to compute the quotient and remainder by giving dividend and divisor as input through the keyboard. Programming is fun, right? It's very simple. So once you start practicing it, I mean you will really enjoy programming. Okay, so what we studied as part of this video is variables, data types and how to make use of operators in a simple C program to initiate the skill of programming and to develop the skill of programming in you. Thank you.